right, so we're gonna have a front porch right here. There's gonna be a post here going up. We've done all of our dirt work. Ended up using road base, a good road base. Okay, so I'm in the middle of, you know, checking this video out, making sure it works. There's that back porch there, by the way. But yeah, I'm doing the audio for this video right now, and there's the front porch. That's where I'm at right now. But either way, you can jump 6 minutes in or click on the timestamp right there. I literally talk about dirt work for a minute, and if you want to see all that nitty gritty, all the way down to exactly what I'm thinking or talking about, you can, or you can skip ahead. So thanks. Thumping it, haven't thumped this part yet. All right, so I just came back to this point in the editing part of this. I literally just watched the 5 minutes to see what I said, and yeah, you can skip ahead. I'll send you off. So either way, thanks. Gonna have a little walkway here. We're gonna do this later, so we're not too worried about getting that thumped up completely. And then our garage, we always fill it with gravel. But what I wanted to show you on this video here is how our concrete's going to be. We're gonna have our beam here. We already got our beam pocket and our framing. So we'll end up putting 2 studs underneath that, and our beam's gonna sit right up there to hold this roof when we do it, these trusses. But right here is where we marked the top of our concrete. We came down about a 1/2 inch. Now this mark is just reference for when we get for it. Now this mark is gonna be a 1/2 inch low, lower than our foundation, all the way through. And then we sloped it. We sloped it about 1 inch, 7/8, somewhere right there. This was level, so we went about 3/4. But that'll be as the porch. What you'll notice is that we're still that 1/2 inch low right here in front of the door. When we go to do the door, we'll lift that concrete up, and then we'll drop it back down to our line. And we'll do that when we're doing the job, when we're pouring. So that'll make it and eliminate any steps for us to get in this house. And what we like to do is we just came down 5.5 inches, will be the thickness of our pour with the front porch. So we came and just chalked that real quick, so we can get a good grade level for all of our compacting that we got to do underneath this. So we'll lift all this up to that bottom line we made. And what we're doing right now is we're also going to pour the garage here. We always fill the garage in with rock. But either way, we did the same thing here. We dropped it a 1/2 inch. When we get to this point though, we'll float it up and make it flat for this doorway. Marked it all the way around. This is the back wall, so it's gonna stay a 1/2 inch low, flat. This door's the same way. You're gonna see that it's just a little bit lower than where our threshold will be at. So we'll float this up to be flat with this. We gave ourselves the 2-inch grade. So we dropped it 2 inches from that corner. We go 20 feet. So every 10 foot we dropped it 1 inch to here. We have slope, not too much slope for a garage. We would never do more than this. And then we marked it over there. The tool we like to use for this is this laser level. We use it all the time. The sun's just coming up, but before the sun came up, we put this in the middle of the floor and we were able to make all of our marks. Love using that thing, it works awesome. We really feel like it's a cheat. Okay, I think that I was supposed to say, check out the link below in the description. You know, I'm not really great at this, so check out the link below in the description and get one of those, help out our channel. Cool, okay, sweet plug. We're gonna run into it. Can't believe I did one right there. Drilling this down with an 18-inch auger. We got it here somewhere. 18-inch auger. and we're gonna put in a sonotube. Possibly, if the ground will hold and stay in place, we'll save some money and not put in a sonotube. I can tell you right now that that did not work. When we went to put the auger into that place, it literally kept trying to auger into the dirt and not where we compacted all that road base at. Yeah, you'll see that on the Sonotube video. It did not work. So we got a big back porch. Well, so we're gonna have a nice back porch. It actually turned out to be a super fantastic back porch. Tim, thanks. Oh, we marked it right here. The back porch is the exact same size as the living room. So we're gonna have a beam right here. We didn't put those studs in on purpose. So after we do get our micro lambs, that we can get everything the exact height. But either way, we're gonna come out right here. I think we did another, we dropped it about an inch, because I think it comes out about 10 foot. We dropped about an inch below the foundation. Again, right here, we will float our concrete up, make it flat for that doorway, and drop it back down. We got this marked out. It's another beam, exact same as what that family room will be. Over here, we're gonna end up digging a sonotube. All the posts up right there. We're gonna have a nice hip roof above this. Another sonotube right here. Okay, holy freaking cow, we made it through it. I can't believe I got paid on the job to actually just talk about what we did, and my dad was cool with it. So either way, that's me, that's my dad. We work together. We are measuring, we're really just marking out where the sonotube goes right now. I'm literally gonna talk about what we got going on here as I'm watching it with you. So we'll see what we got going on here. We are going to get our measurement there. And it looks like my dad wants me to go over there. We're gonna get the measurement over here as well. Actually, I remember doing this. We string it up so that he can get a straight line. That's something that's very important to him, is having straight lines. And so, wow, that might have put us an inch closer to where we needed to be. But honestly, that inch actually kind of matters. We want to be as exact with what we're doing. We're going to pull off the foundation for it. Okay, so that's that beam pocket right there. He's getting a mark on the foundation so we can know exactly where it's going to be sitting for our sonotube.
Concrete, 4.5 inches, or 4.
That beam is actually, it is going to be directly in that pocket. So we want that to land in the center of the sonotube. That's why we're getting that mark right there.
I'm going to go 4.5 just to...
So what's that for?
If that column
gets bricked,
we want it to have that extra.
Looks like we're going out an extra 4.5 inches on our forms for our concrete pour. We're going out an extra 4.5 inches so that when we brick, this house is gonna get bricked, and we're gonna brick around the post that goes right there. So we add that 4.5 inches so that brick can have somewhere to sit. We don't want the beam to be right into the corner of our forming. We want that sonotube and the forms to be able to carry that brick as well. And we're going to string that right there too, just to make sure that we are straight. Okay. So that's just the edge of it though, so don't you want to be kind of more right there?
No, well, the auger.
I'm just going to sit here and look at it, it seems like.
So center of auger,
oh,
right there.
Okay, that's the post right there. Just like that. Okay. That is directly center of our sonotube. So we're jumping back to the backyard. We're gonna have a nice pour back here, a nice back porch. And we're gonna mark exactly where those beams are gonna sit again. we're gonna hurry and double check our string that we've put up earlier. Okay, awesome. Now let's mark the other one. All right, so I'm in the house right now. The living room and kitchen is the exact same size as we're gonna be making our pad out back, and we already chalked our lines inside the house. So we're actually able to cheat here for a minute and steal from this. And it looks like that's what I'm talking about right now in the video.
These walls. Seems how we already got these
So
chalked out.
either way, we're gonna steal from this. We're gonna pull our string through,
Use this line
and we're gonna keep that string.
Is square with the rest of the house.
I'll show you how to do a 4-3-5 after we get it out here, so that if you're most likely not going to be in that position to do that, so you'll be able to see the 4-3-5 to make sure that you're square on the outside of the house, because we know we're square off of those lines inside the house. We pulled the string through. I'm going to get that string directly over that line. My dad's actually over there at the level,
Right there.
getting it exactly where it needs to be, and I tell him when it's on. And are we on?
You gotta just tell me.
Now you just got to move over a little bit again. Whoa, whoa.
Tell me when you're
Ah,
not moving.
are we on? Sometimes you got to pick your string up and drop it to make sure that it's not stuck on that green plate that we're working on right now.
Okay, tell me when you're level. That's why I was wondering what you.
I do like the way that we're doing it, that he's got the level over there.
Barely that way at 30
It's just a simple little trick that actually works good. I wonder how long we're going to sit here and watch me do this,
More. Didn't really.
because we're literally still here. All right, well, we're skipping this video ahead because I don't know how long this is going to take, and I don't know what I was thinking. So let's just see what we got. Okay, well, I should have done that a long time ago. I literally just finished. I was right there at the end. So I'm going to take my pencil. I'm going to mark this right on the edge of that level. That's going to tell him where his string needs to be, because we know that those wall lines on the inside of the house are square. So we'll double check our square too, like I said. And with the back porch, he's going to go out that 4.5 inches as well to make sure that there is a brick ledge where this post, to surround this post, and that brick ledge will go onto the edge of the forms, like in the front of the house.
Hold it 1 foot. 1 foot.
Okay, so as you can see on my tape here, another quick trick that you can do is always measure everything on 1 foot. And unless you're getting a very specific measurement, but if you're just trying to parallel something, putting it on 1 foot's a lot easier than holding the end of your tape onto a mark. So. But now that we got that mark over on his other side, as we paralleled that, he's going to put in his stake. I'm going to hold it right on the mark over here on this green plate, or the foundation. I don't know which one we have. Well, we probably have both marked there, and that makes it so he can get a stake in the place, in the placement that he needs it. So he's going to drive that stake in, get it right on his mark. He's going to come over here. He's going to drive it in as I'm holding it on that mark. I'm holding it on the mark so that he knows that his stake's in a good spot. Also, you're going to notice his stake is on the inside, like where the pour will be. That is where you're going to put your stakes for concrete every time, because when you go to form it, that form is going to be on the outside. And that stake would be in the way. But you need the stake there to hold the string. So that's why you do that. You always have your grade strings, any string on the inside for that purpose. But either way, now we got this other side as well. We got this string coming up. He's able to put the stake in first because we have a mark on the foundation. He's going to go put that stake in over on the other side. He has that mark. either way, he has that mark on the string so that he knows where he needs to be. Make sure nobody touches your strings, tightens them, or if your strings fall off, you'll have to re-get your marks, or they're obviously going to be off, so pay attention to that.
Oh.
I'm going to stand over the string, tell him to go left or right with the stake so we can have it right on.
Anyway, they're both too close. I need about 2 more 30 inches.
Okay, so I don't know what we're doing right here. I swear we just stuck a stake in right here just a moment ago. I know this was the next day, but oh, we ended up being off on our mark. So we ended up pulling our stake and redoing that right there. Okay, so we're on the same page. We're getting our string back up and ready to go. I believe we're about to do our 3, 4, 5.
Okay, we're gonna hurry and just double check our strings with the 3, 4, 5 by doing a 9, 12, 15. Here's the 3 foot, which we're gonna multiply everything by 3, so we're gonna go 9.
Tell me when you're there.
There. Okay. It's a 4 foot. It's a 12. Right there.
See, I'm holding them on 1 foot. Yeah, it's the best way to mark. Seriously, we do it every time.
15 foot.
Honestly, I think everybody knows that. I'd be surprised if somebody didn't know that. I talked over myself also in the video. This is the 5 foot, 15 foot right here, and we're right on. It's perfect.
Okay.
Okay, sweet. Thanks for checking this out. We got our string line that's up. I don't remember actually doing the string lines in the front, but we did our string lines out back. The front ain't much different than out back. But either way, next video, we're gonna be jumping and doing our forms. Okay, we're not gonna be doing our forms yet. We're gonna be cutting, digging, and installing our sonotubes. So if you wanna check that out and see what we do, that's what's up next. So thanks for checking out UD Builders, and bye.